Hi Tanya, how are you today?
Good, thank you.
Yeah, good. You're having a good time at the workshop today?
I am.
Yeah. Feel like you're learning a lot?
Yeah, it is good. It's good to finally meet everyone else that's doing the same subject and that's in the same situation as you are, I guess.
Yeah, that's good. So you're here today to help me out with an assessment task that's going to evaluate my listening skills and my questioning. Is that okay with you?
Yep.
Yeah. And it's still fine to be recorded. This is going to be viewed by our lecturer and possibly another couple of people. Is that okay with you? Yeah.
Yep.
So we've decided on a topic that's not distressing to you, but if it does become distressing, we'll stop the conversation and just let me know if that's okay.
Okay.
So your question we've decided on is that if you had a magic wand and could change something about yourself, what would that be? Would you like to start with that?
Sure. I think that if I had a magic wand, like every female in the world, and could change something about me, it would be my body image. Mm-hmm. But I also think that I would like to be able to do more in the way of maybe volunteering or working with kids in crisis.
Oh, okay. So you say more working with kids in crisis. Are you already beginning that, or?
I currently work with youth at risk.
Yeah.
From the age of 10 to 25. Mm-hmm. But that's in a reasonably controlled environment, and I get some disengaged kids from school who don't go to school anymore. There's some drug, alcohol issues.
So you're working with kids with young people, with disadvantages, with problems in their life, and you're just trying to improve that.
Yeah.
And what would you change then?
I guess because my service is a 9 to 5 service.
Okay.
So we work within the hours that were not necessarily needed.
Yeah.
I see it as those young people that come in during the day. Probably are more in crisis and of need of a safe place to go. Mm-hmm. Of a night time.
Yes.
Because that's when they're walking the streets, getting bored, doing drugs, drinking alcohol, and then it's, yay, let's steal a car.
So you feel like you're unavailable when they need you the most?
Yeah.
Yeah. And you have this idea that you want to be there later in the day, at night time, just when they need you? What's stopping you from doing that then?
I guess funding, of course, is always a big issue when you talk about services, mm-hmm. Particularly more with our Kennett Campbell, our state and our Premier, there's just never enough money, and with Campbell Newman cutting funding left, right and centre, it's getting worse and worse. Okay. And unfortunately, at the end of the day, our young people and people that need services are the ones that miss out.
Yeah. So do you find with the funding being cut that is your job stable?
Mine isn't at the moment, no.
Sorry, that wasn't meant as just, is it stable? Do you feel like... Sorry. What was I trying to get from that? I was trying to see if... Can we stop?
Yeah.
Sorry about that, Tanya.
That's okay.
Leave my head a little bit. So I'll just summarise what you've told me. That you work with disadvantaged youth in the community, and you really wish that there was a lot more flexible hours and able to help them to suit their needs, mm-hmm. to put them first, and your job is 9 till 5, and so you miss out on a lot of youth that actually need help, and you feel like your job is very unstable at the moment because of funding.
Yep.
Yeah, that summarises it.
Yes.
Where do you go from here with? Are you trying to work towards getting more flexible hours, or?
I guess at the moment the whole youth sector is pretty much on hold because there is a youth reform at the moment where the government is reviewing all of the funding and how that's given out, the state funding, and how that's given out to services that they provide funding to. And that means that every one of us at the moment is going, oh my God, where am I going to get funding, or am I not going to get funding? And if we don't get funding, what that means.
Yeah. Are you part of the funding applications?
Even though I work for Mackay Regional Council, which is local government, my position is partly funded by state government.
Okay.
So half of my position it is depending on state funding. And I guess there's been a lot of suggestions that the government are looking to, rather than individually fund small organisations, is to put one bucket of money to one organisation, and then they collaboratively work with the smaller people.
Okay.
So and for regional areas like where I work and live, that could mean that area does not receive any service anymore.
Okay, so you need the smaller services in the rural areas then.
Because if you look at the big organisations that I'm talking about are Lifeline, Mission Australia, all of those big organisations that are based in capital cities or like the big areas. They also don't understand what we require in regional areas as well to be able to function.
Yeah, it's very different.
It is. It's very different compared to the cities and, public transport. What's that?
Yes. Brings back memories.
Yeah, so, I mean, for our young people to even get to Centrelink for appointments, there is no public transport. So for them to get, which is about 45 minutes from where I am, to get to a Centrelink appointment, for some of our young people, it's just not possible.
No, they need somebody to advocate for them who knows what they're going through. Yeah. And that's where you stand with your...
That's where I come in.
Okay, that brings it together for me to understand.
Yeah. So my role, I'm a youth development officer, so that means that I work with the community. So I work with the young people in the community to advocate for services that they may need. So if I have a family or a young person come to me who needs some counselling, then I've got to try and get that counselling service out to them, or for them to be able to access that service.
Okay, yeah.
So they come to me, at the moment I'm more of a referral service, and I work with other services that are in Mackay. So my service is based about 20 minutes south of Mackay. Yeah. So I work with other services in Mackay who are regionally funded to come out and work with young people.
So you're just making sure that everything's accessible for young people. Yeah. And that's why you're finding your 9 to 5 job really restricting for you, because that lessens the access.
Well, you can't access the young people when they're in crisis. No. Instead of, being able to talk to them before they've committed the crime, so to speak, you get the aftermath of that. So you get the young people when they've already committed the crime, now they're waiting to go back to court, or to go to youth conferencing, or, you're dealing with the aftermath of it when early intervention is what our government is supposed to be promoting, instead of getting to them in that early intervention stage.
Supposed to be promoting, yeah.
That's right. Supposed to be.
Okay. I'm understanding your point of view a lot better now. let's come back to our question then.
Yep.
I'm just wondering if you have anything else to talk about in this topic. I'll repeat it for you. If you had a magic wand and could change something about yourself, what would it be? So you've spoken about your job and things that you would change that way, but what about yourself?
I know I did mention earlier a little bit about myself as my body image,
Oh, you did.
and that's something that I am currently working on.
Mm-hmm.
As you can see, I'm very passionate about my job, and I'm very passionate about helping everyone else. So it's something for yourself. I find that a little bit difficult to focus on me,
Okay.
because I'm a helper. I
Yeah.
help everybody. I
Apart
put
from
everybody else first.
Yeah.
And I guess that's, also partly how I've come to be who I am.
Okay.
But yeah, my body image is something that I'm working on. Going to the gym and eating healthier and trying to get on track with that.
Okay. So I'm not sure if upset's the word, but your body image really affects the way that you are?
It affects my opinion of myself.
Okay.
And what I think other people think of me. Not necessarily what they do think of me, but
Okay.
yeah.
Yeah. But it's really good that you have identified that and you're working on it though.
Yeah.
And you feel like you're doing well with your gym and your eating?
Yeah,
balance?
I think so. I get a bit annoyed because the amount of work that I'm putting in at the gym, I'm not necessarily losing the weight, because I'm going to the gym 4 to 5 days a week, but I'm not losing the weight, but I am losing size. But I also know that that's a bit of because of medication that I'm on.
Oh, okay.
I know that that's why, but it still doesn't make me feel any better. You know what I mean? Like,
Turning to muscle though.
yeah, well, yeah, right.
Think about that.
Yeah, my personal trainer tells me that.
Yeah.
It's like, I get that, but I also know that, I've got a lot of weight to lose, and from doing nothing to the amount that I'm doing now,
Yeah.
I should be losing more than what I am.
Yeah.
But then, you go to the doctor and he says, but it's about the medication as well, so...
Yeah. And are you feeling better in yourself for doing all the work?
Definitely, I feel my self-confidence has improved. I feel I have more energy. I'm not just a lounge lizard as much anymore. Not that I don't take time out to sit with my dog on the lounge, but...
Who doesn't?
But yeah, that's, that's something that I'm working on, and I think that I am making improvements.
Yeah, that's great. And do you feel that the improvements may be reflecting on other people, your work maybe?
Yeah, I think that definitely I'm a happier person these days.
Yeah.
And I think that the young people that I work with are definitely getting that vibe from me. So, I mean, if I'm a cranky old bag at work, then they definitely sense that.
Yes.
And, when I'm happy, they sense that as well. And I think, that they're more open and willing to come and talk to me if I'm that happier person.
Yeah, definitely.
Mm.
So you've told me that you identified that you are unhappy in yourself, and a big part of that's because of your body image.
Yeah.
But you've been working towards making that better. You've been going to the gym and eating healthy, and that's reflecting through your work, which obviously you're really passionate about and want to make change there. Do you think I've summarised that?
Yeah.
Pretty well. Is there anything else you could say about that?
Oh, there's lots of things I can say, but no, I think you've summarised that well.
Yeah. Do you feel okay to bring us to a close? Do you think you've
Yep.
I think I've got a good grasp on what on change that you've been working on and would like to work on.
Yeah.
All right then. Well, thank you for helping me with my assessment, and great to talk to you.
Thank you.
Thank you.